Good morning, students. I am Manikant Mishra, learning English School, New Area. Hope that all of you did well in the exam. Now, once again, that we will start our e-learning process. So today we are going to discuss the chemical properties of metal, and that we have already started. In that part, one of the important chemical properties of metals, that is a displacement reaction, and we have already discussed about it in first chapter also. Let us recall it. What is a displacement reaction in the context of metal chapter? So more reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its salt solution. More reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its salt solution. It means if you take an aqueous solution of a metal, and if you put a solid metal, and the reaction starts. As for example, like here, aqueous solution of a copper sulfate, and take a zinc strip, just rub it with the help of sandpaper. So any oxide layer, if there is a present, that can be removed to make it a more reactive. Otherwise, that makes a little unreactive nature. So before you put the zinc metal into this aqueous solution of a copper sulfate, just rub with help of a sandpaper. Now, when you add the zinc metal in a aqueous solution of a copper sulfate, which has a blue in color, slowly the blue color fades. Slowly blue color starts to fade. This indicates that the reaction is taking place. The reaction is taking place. Slowly the blue color disappears and the color forms Zn sulfate, aqueous solution of Zn sulfate, that is a white, or you can also say a colorless like. So, and the brown substance is deposited at on the surface of zinc metal. On the surface of zinc metal, a brownish substance is deposited. That brownish substance is nothing but it is a copper. So what you can conclude from this reaction or from this experiment, that zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate. Zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate. It shows that zinc is more reactive than copper. That's why zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate. Again, some other example, like again you take the aqueous solution of a copper sulfate and take a iron nail and rub it with the help of a sandpaper, and put this iron metal in an aqueous solution of a copper sulfate. Slowly you see the blue color gets changed into green color. This green color is nothing but it is a compound of iron, and over the iron again a brownish substance is deposited. That brown substance is nothing but it is a copper. Similarly, some other example. So here also it indicates the iron is more reactive than copper. From this experiment also we conclude the iron is more reactive than copper. That's why iron is able to displace copper from copper sulfate. Again, some other example, like if you take an aqueous solution of a silver nitrate and put the copper metal, you see that white color of silver nitrate solution gradually changes into blue color of copper nitrate, and over the copper a silver is white substance is deposited. White substance is deposited. That white substance is nothing but it is a silver metal. Now, if you take a aqueous copper nitrate solution and put a silver metal, you see it remains blue color. There is no change of color is taking place. It means there is no reaction is taking place. It means silver is unable to displace copper from copper nitrate. Again, if you take an aqueous solution of a zinc sulfate that is white and put the copper metal, and before you put in the copper metal into this aqueous solution, rub it with the help of sandpaper. Then you put a rubbed copper metal, you put in a zinc sulfate. After half an hour, if you observe, then no changes in the aqueous solution, color of aqueous solution. So this shows that the reaction is not taking place. So also we can conclude that copper is less reactive than zinc. So it means what happens? Only the more reactive metal can displace less reactive metal from their salt solution. My dear student, I would like to focus why certain metals are more reactive, whereas some are moderate reactive and some are least reactive. So basically I will not go in detail, but some of the key points you keep it in mind that will help you to understand about why certain metal is able to displace whereas certain metal is not. So the factors which decide the rate of a chemical reaction, factors which decide the reactivity of metal. So just we are talking about the reactivity of metal. Why certain metals are highly reactive, whereas some are moderate reactive and some are least reactive. Now, my dear student, please keep it in mind, when we say reactivity of metal, it means a tendency of losing electron. Reactivity is nothing but I am talking about the metal only. When we talk about the reactivity of metal is nothing but it is the rate of losing electron. Now, rate of losing electron depends on size of an atom. By saying size of an atom means size of an atom, what does it mean? The distance from the nucleus to the outermost cell. The distance from the nucleus of an atom to the outermost cell of an atom. That is called size of an atom. Second, ionization energy. What is ionization energy? The amount of energy required to remove an electron from an isolated gaseous atom. What is ionization energy? It is also called ionization enthalpy.